Students, welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education, Unit 10, Training and Doping in Sports. And today's topic we are going to learn, that is technique and style. So in the last session, we have learned related to the skills, we have learned factors which affect the skills, and we have learned the types of skills. So here we are going to learn another two, that is techniques and style. So we are just going to have what does the technique means and what does the style means. Clear? So let's start. So techniques are the basic movements of the game or an event. It is a basic movement which a person must know. When a skill is developed, the player tries his level best to improve upon the different aspects of his techniques. When he has learned the fundamental basics, when any of a player has learned the basics or fundamental skills, then afterwards he tried to learn the different aspects of the techniques, different variation he used to learn. A single skill can be performed by utilizing more than one technique. A single skill, either it may be, for example, if service is been done, so when a service is done, so there are the different various techniques which a person they used to apply, because they know that how to serve. Now they are going to apply different methods in serving, but by their own. So it has been considered as an techniques. For example, if serving in a badminton is a skill, then high serve and flick serve are techniques. High serve, you can see in the picture here, when the service is being considered, then just we know that fundamental skill of badminton is service. When the service is being done, underarm service is done, so then other techniques which he is going to apply, that is we are having, that is that is considered as an the techniques which he used to apply, that is flick serve and high serve he used to do. So here you can see the stance. These are the fundamentals which are being taught. These are the skills which are being taught to serve. Now various techniques he is going to apply. Clear? Now hold the shuttle at the base, follow through, then intent, then back forward, rock forward on the toes. That means that how he is going to stand. That is the basic fundamental skills. Then afterwards for servicing he used to apply the techniques. So here you can see that a high single serve, which is number one, which is being given. A parabolic service is being done after the height of the shuttle used to fall straight away down. So this is the style which is parabolic style, where the high double service is being done, where on the back of the double court. Clear? So here it is being told that a single skill can be performed by utilizing more than one technique. A single skill, that is servicing. Servicing is being applied with many of the skills, with many of the techniques, different methods. That becomes a technique. So player prioritizing the technique while choosing among the different techniques of a skill which suits his level, which he want. That means that whatever he is being able or to be comfortable, where he or she is comfortable, he used to apply or she used to apply the same techniques of a skill. Clear? For example, we can say that the skill of batting is been considered as a skill, but the technique which is being applied by the different player, by the different batsmen, that becomes a technique. So he here you understand that he chooses the technique which is sure to grant him the success. There are many examples of different techniques for performing a particular skill. For any of the particular skill, there are the different techniques. Now for example, taking a block start in 100-meter race is a technique. Now block start is being taken, it is a technique, because a block start, when it is being taken, the fundamental skills the player has already learnt. These are the skills. Now that skill is being applied in different ways, in different methods, various methods, that is being considered techniques. So you have seen that when the block start is being taken, many of the players they used to apply different markings are being done. On the basis of the blocks, they used to adjust the block accordingly. So whichever the technique they used to feel comfortable, they were going to apply. So in 100-meter race is a technique. So in a triple jump, there are different techniques of movement and running and then hop, step and jump phase. So there are the various techniques. Many of the person they used to take left hand. Those who are lefty, they are going to take left step first, but they are having a running techniques are totally different. There are styles are also different, but here we are talking about only the techniques, so we are going to talk related to the techniques only. So here, when you can find out the different techniques in the triple jump also, of the movement and running and the hop, step and jump phase. In fact, the technique is a way of performing a skill. Technique is what? It is a way of for how you, whatever you have learned. Now, how you are going to perform that you what you have learned, that becomes a technique. Now, many of the people they have learned. For example, they have learned the basics. For example, I am talking about your academics. I am not going to talk to related to the sports. They have learned to write, but different children, they used to write in different ways. The techniques are totally different. Many of them have, they used to have a gap between each and every letter. Many of them write together, clear. Many of them are write in cursive. Many of them write, their handwriting are not good, that because they are lacking the technique, that's why. So here, in the same way, whatever they have learned, they are going to apply in a different way, in a different method, that becomes a different techniques. Now, doing a piece of work scientifically is called as a technique. Whatever the work is being done, which is being done scientifically, that becomes a technique. The batting of the Sachin Tendulkar and Rahul Dravid is assumed as the best in the principle of technique, because their playing techniques are totally different. Because batting, when a person, you have seen that they are the best batsmen, they used to play well. Now their techniques are different. The way they, how they used to take the stance they have taken, the placing of the bat, they, then how to contact the ball, that is that these are the fundamental skills. Now how they are going to apply that, and they used to apply in a different ways, with the help of the wrist movement, either on the off side or on the leg side, clear. So they are going to play accordingly. So here, these are the players which are being applying, which are being considered one of the best principles of the techniques, because they are applying the different techniques while batting. So that becomes a technique. Now coming towards the next, that is a style. Now, no two players can be alike in a different factor which determines motor action. Because whenever we are talking about two person, when one more than one person, so they, it is not always been it is not possible that two persons are always alike. They are different fact, because there are the various factors, their motor actions, everything that used to differ. Therefore, each sports person, due to his specific or particular physical and biological capacity, realize the techniques in different way. Many of them, for example, let us take an example of the muscles. The person, those who are having fast twitch fibers, maybe their speed level is more. So due to that, their techniques, when they used to apply with that speed, their movement will be totally different. Whereas the person, those who are having slow twitch fibers, or those who are having endurance level base, and if we used to see that they want to apply the fast movement, then the techniques which they are going to apply, that also will be different, clear. So here it has been because here it has been seen that the two persons are not alike, they both are different. So here their physical, biological and physical capacities are realized, they are also different. So it is called his style. In other word, we can say that the style is a way of doing a particular piece of work related to the particular person. So you can write down this in a definition, that what does a style means. So you can write down the style means, we can say that the style means that it is a way of doing a particular piece of work related to the particular person. There are some of the examples of the styles. Now, we are having a Fosbury style in high jump. It has been, that is a style, that we can't say that this is a technique. It is a style which the person used to jump, overleap the bar in his comfortable way, because they are more comfortable in that way. So they are going to apply that method. So there are the many of the styles of taking a high jump, belly roll, western roll, etc. In the same way, in the cricket, the batting style of the Virendra Sehwag has become famous. The batting style of Virendra Sehwag, you can say the batting style of Mahendra Dhoni when he used to hit the helicopter shot, that is his style. A particular style of a person, whatever the capacities he or she is having, they are going to apply in a particular game or sports, clear. So in the same way, it is a cricket, the batting style of the Virendra Sehwag has become more famous. You also observed that many of the players, either it may be any of the game, either it may be related to the football or basketball, their way of passing is different. Passing is one of the skill. Now how they are going to apply? They are having a total different style. We are not talking about the techniques, we are talking about the styles what they are having, that is they are going to apply that. Then next we are having that while batting his foot movement is satisfactory, but this style is his own and he uses it very nicely, because they we can say, because they have learned from their from their childhood, and now they have adapted the same thing. Now it has been told that whenever an action which has been performed more than thousand of the time, the person used to adapt that action, and that action other person will not be having the same. Clear? So they have mastered that action or their style. So it has been told that satisfactory, but this style is his own and he uses it very nicely. If these style becomes famous, they will recognize by the name of those players who used them. And if you have seen that many of the actor and actresses, many of the person, uh, they used to observe them and they used to mimic like them only. So they are copying their style. We always used to say that he is copying like him or her. Clear? So when we are talking about that, but it is a famous personality who has their own style. Either we call as in a film industry, we call as in style of Rajnikant. Clear? We call as in style of Amitabh Bachchan. So these are the famous personalities. In the sports also there are the various styles, like as we were discussing the helicopter shot. Clear? That is no other person is applying that, but MS Dhoni he used to apply. The same way, where the various bowlers are there, they are having totally the different style of way of throwing the ball or delivering the ball is totally different. So they are, it has been considered style. The style of holding the TT bat by the Chinese player is another example of style. So here you can see in the picture the way how the grip is being hold for the bat. Actually the bat is not being hold like this way, the back is hold by forehand and backhand grip the same way. But here the way of the Chinese people, they used to hold, many of them now many of them are learning the correct technique also, but they are comfortable because they are learning this style from their childhood itself. So they are got adapted with this style and they are more comfortable with this style. They hold the TT racket bat like a pen. So you can see that this is a pen grip and it is being used by all the Chinese players. For example, the techniques of throwing the shot put by Perry O'Brien method becomes famous by this name. Now Perry O'Brien has thrown, okay, we can see that the Perry O'Brien method in a shot put, where it has been observed that this method is being considered as successful. Many of the people, they used to many of the athletes they used to throw the shot while rotating. Many of them, they apply this Perry O'Brien method, because this Perry O'Brien method is having a scientifically, it is been because the person used to apply the different, they have learned the different techniques and they are having their own style. So here this style gives them a good performance. That means that they are getting more success. Their shot used to go far away as compared to the other style. So many of them are comfortable with this style of Perry O'Brien. So the Perry O'Brien style in shot put has become the famous. So we are having what does the techniques mean and what does the style mean. There is a difference between, but actually when it is been sound, it sounds like as it is like the same. But when we used to we used to look at the word style and techniques, and when we used to listen them, then it sounds that these all are been some way nearby each other. So we have learned today related to the techniques and style. I hope so that this is clear. You can write down the definitions on the basis it has been given here, and you can prepare the notes. From my side today this much. Thank you everyone.